This day is finally here, election day. For months, we've been told by the candidate themselves, and we've been told by their shills, plants, operatives, turncoats, and sellouts or spots that we had to vote for their respective candidate because of whatever reason, right? Um, they're both liars, they're both schemers, they're both scammers, they're both self-serving professional bullshit artists, right? And even though they took different paths to get to where they are, at the end of the day, they both are where they are. You got one person, if that person wins, she would become the first female president in history, and the Boule contingent, the cheese and croissant circuit, are going to have one big, massive orgy on that specific night. I mean, you're going to have some people in hotel rooms in DC going to really make the room stink. And on the flip side, if this person wins, then not only he regains the White House, but he will basically, for all intents and purposes, keep his ass out of jail. Because, in my opinion, that's his next stop should he lose this election. And yet, Trump and all his surrogates and all his other Foot Clan members are pulling out all the stops to ensure a victory for Donald Trump. It's the classic case of heads I win, tails you lose. Because if he wins, then the election is free and fair and it has, you know, integrity behind it. Now, this man can't even spell integrity, let alone practice it, right? But he gonna tell you that the elections are fair and free if he wins. But if he loses the election, then it's rigged. Then there's all these illegal votes. It's the same old bullshit we saw 4 years ago, and it culminated in a whole bunch of people going to the Capitol, pissing and shitting everywhere, beating up police officers and all this other stuff. But these are the same people that tell you that black people need to back the blue and they need to respect the badge, and that if he comply, he'll still be alive. But they didn't tell that same shit to Ashley Babbitt, though. But anyway, and then we got another side that talks about unity and people need to come together. All the meanwhile, they're sitting up here trying to divide the black community every chance they get, putting black men against black women. Talk about how black woman is the head of the household and that the black man need to follow suit and they need to fall in line and need to get with their female counterparts and vote. I mean, it just reeks with gutter hypocrisy. You got shills, plants, operatives, turncoats, and sellouts crashing out. You got one side telling you that, hey, well, how has your life has been over the last 4 years since they taken power? And then you got the other side telling you that, oh, well, we need to get this done because we're gonna elect the first female black president. And if you don't vote for her, you're misogynistic. And they try to say it in so many different ways, from so many different angles, and so many different viewpoints. And I mean, you got people out here trying to lay that coonery on thick. I mean, they're really out here trying to lay that thing on thick. I mean, some of the most epic, Oscar-winning performance type coonery that a lot of these people putting on. I'm looking at you, D.L. Hughley. I'm looking at you too, Ricky Smiley. And then I learned later on that a lot of these guys are connected through their fraternities and all that. To the Divine Nine. Yeah, because everybody want to talk about the Divine Nine. I don't give a fuck about the Divine Nine. All this self-serving, self-congratulatory prayers that these people are here putting on and all that. It's disgusting. Every time I turn my head, there's always some campaign ad about why should you vote for this candidate? Why should you vote for that candidate? We've had conventions that look like concerts and all that, especially at the DNC. The DNC was like the de facto BET Awards. We've had situations where music artists such as Beyonce were being lied upon at the DNC to get people to watch Kamala Harris claim the Democratic nominee to become president of the United States. And it was such a momentous occasion. You had pork chop preachers and pulpit pimps and other motherfuckers is walking around here with a limp trying to tell you that we need to vote for Kamala Harris because this is similar to 2008. Now, mind you, back in 2008, there was grassroots support for Barack Obama, natural grassroots support. Again, if I said it once, I said it 1,000 times on many videos that Barack Obama, through this natural grassroots support, had Barack Obama t-shirts. There was an Obama phone. Hell, there was an Obama chia pet, for crying out loud. There was an Obama chia pet. You don't see no chia pet for Kamala Harris. You don't see no Kamala Harris shoes. Because she does not have natural grassroots support. She just doesn't. She don't got no kind of natural grassroots support. All this other support she's gotten has been manufactured and driven to the media. We got carpet bombed with all this nonsense about her. Did we forget that she tried to run for president the first time back in 2019 when she made that proclamation on Martin Luther King Day at Howard University out here in D.C.? Gets on my nerve, man. It just got under my skin. Neither one of these individuals put up any policies that benefits the black society, right? Neither one of these guys really care about black people. They just want the votes. Then when they get the votes, then they be gone back in their little echo chamber to do whatever, right? But neither one of these individuals really care about black people. Keep this 100. Let's just be honest about the situation. This is one of the most exhausting election cycles of my lifetime. But yet they're telling me I gotta vote like my life depends on it. All the meanwhile, they're offering nothing. Nah, I'm staying my ass on the couch. I'm not going to vote. You got a problem with me not doing that? Big deal. You know what I'm saying? It's my life, my right to choose, right? If I don't want to go vote for somebody because I feel that they're not qualified and they're not putting my needs before theirs, if I feel like they're on some kind of agenda that does not align with the values and the interests I have forth, then it is what it is. But what you ain't gonna do is guilt trip me and shame me and try to tell me all kinds of other stuff and go on some long-winded soliloquy about why I vote and my ancestors. Man, I don't want to listen to none of that bullshit. I don't listen to none of that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I have my right to choose, just like you do, right? They want to talk about women's right to choose. I have a right to not vote for no motherfucker I don't think is going to help me. I don't disrespect none of you clowns out there for voting for whatever candidate you decide to vote for. So don't think you could bring your ass around here trying to, call yourself wagging your finger at me because I don't want to vote for your candidate. Fuck out of here. And even after election day has passed, we're not gonna know the winner for maybe like a few days, maybe even for like a few weeks, because this election is going to be that close. And I just feel like whoever wins, I lose. So it doesn't matter who wins. The white supremacists win. They're going to win no matter who loses, right? And what do you mean by that, LB? Well, look, one thing I always understand about the white supremacist ideology is that they position themselves to where no matter who loses, they always win. And because nothing is going to fundamentally change. Nothing. It's still going to be the status quo, right? The donor class is still going to get what they want, and they won't have to cast not one ballot. Certain groups are going to get what they want. They're going to organize and mobilize, and no matter what the results of the election turns out, or how the results of the election turns out, they are going to always be in position to receive tangibles. Yep. So all kinds of stuff going on across the country. I mean, these candidates been making final pushes, traveling all over the country, giving these speeches. You got all these celebrities and all these entertainers coming out trying to get you to support whatever candidate or what have you. But this is my thing, right? None of them and none of those entertainers, those athletes, or those other celebrities that's been going on that podium trying to tell you that you need to vote for whatever candidate. At the end of the day, them clowns ain't gonna be starving. They don't know what it's like to be having to prioritize whether you should pay your car note or pay your rent or pay your car insurance and your car note or pay for children's daycare as opposed to paying your car note. They don't know what it's like for the average American to struggle, living paycheck to paycheck. Don't know if your light's going to get cut off. Don't know when you're going to get hit with that eviction notice. Don't know that you're going to um, don't know whether or not you're going to eat that night because you don't have enough money to go to the store to buy something to eat or whatever. They don't know what it's like for the average American to struggle. They don't know what it's like for the average American to, to go to their job faithfully for 8 hours a day, slaving themselves away for 40 hours a week, only to get served with a pink slip out of the blue. We have to do job cuts. And unfortunately, you're caught up in the numbers game. Yep. You're caught in the numbers game, and now you have to leave. And all that work, all that sacrifice, all that blood, sweat, and tears you put into that company, and they repay you by firing you for no reason and through no fault of your own, and that you're left scrambling, you're left struggling, you're left scraping the bottom of the barrel just to try to keep your head above water. You think these politicians care about you? They don't give a flying fuck about you. They don't. They just say a whole bunch of sweet nothings to get you to vote for them, and yet nothing is going to fundamentally change. Sure, they might do one or two things here and there, as long as it doesn't cost them anything. If it don't cost white supremacy is power, wealth, and influence, they'll do it. Why do you think we got all these holidays? Why do you think we got all these made-up holidays? It does not cost white supremacy anything. It does not cost them their power, wealth, or influence. So sure, we might get a Jackie Robinson day, and sure, we might get some holiday, we might get a day off of work, and sure, we might, get some other mechanisms, some other trinkets, some other form of bird seed or whatever, as long as it doesn't cost them their power, wealth, or influence. Now, you start talking tangibles like, reparations and all, then all of a sudden now, all the racists, all the white supremacists, and it's bootlicking sellouts, turncoats, and simps will come out of nowhere telling you, no, 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 we don't want that, we don't need that, we don't need no handout, even though reparation ain't a handout, it's a debt that is owed. It's not no damn handout. Now, all the meanwhile, Marjorie Taylor Greene and the other surrogates, can get money from PPP loans and don't got to pay it back, don't got to claim it on their taxes. They can use that as a tax write-off and all that. So who really got the handout? Who really got the handout? So that's my thing, man. My thing is I just don't need this dragging on as long as it needs to drag on out, man. We need to get this thing over with, because this election cycle has been one of the most mentally draining, one of the most traumatizing election cycles in my lifetime, and I am completely over this shit. I really am. I'm really over all this nonsense that's going on right now. So that's why I feel about that, man. These individuals here, clown shows, man, clowns, right? So, another thing too, because people like Kevin Liles, right? Oh, so let me get this straight, because I want to talk about this, right? And I'm gonna, tease it a little bit, and then I might go deeper, uh, in another video. But Kevin Liles. So for those of you who may not be aware, Kevin Liles was the former Def Jam executive who stepped down after Diddy was indicted on his case, right? Now, all of a sudden, now Kevin Liles is working for Kamala Harris. You got J-Lo out here. J-Lo couldn't even remember her damn lines, trying to crash out for Kamala Harris and all that. So what's up with that? You guys go from being obscure to being prominent in the blink of an eye. Also, you get Kamala Harris into the presidency or whatever like that, right? But anyway, that need to hear there. If you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. Shouts out to the LDBC. This your man. Scream at me. Ho!